Well, hello there, it's Kriint and welcome to the first build of 2020. So, we're starting with one that I really enjoy. And as you can tell from the images, the thumbnail, and the title, I guess, this is apartment blocks. We have 3 apartment buildings that are joined, and my idea behind it is, as you can see, all around the city we have these beautiful apartments. Like, I love them. And I wanted to build something in Britechester. And as you can see in the left of the screen, this is the cafe bar, something like that. But I wasn't really feeling like doing a commercial lot. So I was like, let's try and do like an apartment building that matches the area. So I tried to do like these beautiful windows that the buildings around them have. We don't got them because no, that's too much trouble. Let's give them 4 sets of windows that only have 2 windows each, and you can't really use them like to pair with anything else, just to annoy them. I'm annoyed with the windows, and I couldn't really, recreate the look of the buildings, the surrounding buildings. So I was like, okay, what the hell am I doing here? And if you have discovered university, you know that we have in this particular area, there are 2 apartments, one next to the other, like between them there is the park. So I looked at the other building, I'm like, they look like shit. Excuse me, but they look like shit. They look so boring and they are so empty and they're so square. And I'm like, ugh. Yuck. Terrible. So I tried to look online for inspiration for, obviously, UK, I guess that's what the style at least reminds me, UK apartment buildings. And I found a drawing that someone did, like a digital drawing of this thing that I particularly did, like 3 apartments, one next to the other with the same style. And I really wanted to link it in the description. Because obviously I took inspiration from that person and the drawing that person did, but I deleted it like an idiot. So a couple days ago, I did a massive cleanup. I do all my brainstorming, at least most of it, on Google Images. So I have, for example, the idea of what I want to do, go to Google Images, and save 50 pictures of that and do I combine them essentially to create something unique and pretty and eye-catching in the game. And if you don't know, Google Images has collections, so you can save everything to a collection or separate things to different collections. Of course, I am messy and I don't really care, so I save everything to one collection. So I wanted to do a different build, and it was an older one that I saved, the academy on what's the town called? The Realm of Magic Town. I don't recall its name currently. And I couldn't scroll past all the pictures because I've saved so many. And on your phone, you can only see 200, which you'll be like, oh my god, 200, and you still couldn't find it. I couldn't. So I had to delete all the previous ones that I've already built. And like an idiot, I deleted the digital drawing of the person. And I'm like, god damn it. So I went today, because again, I want to give credit to the person. It's like stealing their idea and not giving them credit. Or I guess bringing their idea to the Sims or to life and not giving them proper credit. And I went and searched UK apartments, UK apartment block, UK row apartments. I said the same thing with London, with England. And then I added drawing and I couldn't freaking find it. I honestly spent 40 minutes searching. I'm like, it's just lost. It's lost forever. And I don't know what to do. I hate it. I hate not being able to give proper credit. Because when I used to do houses inspired by actual houses, trying to recreate them in The Sims, I always added in the description the architect's link. Where I essentially recreated, because I feel like it's only fair, they deserve the credit. But honestly, I'm annoyed, but I'm not gonna dwell on that. As you can see, we have 3 different apartments. I did the bakery. The first one has a bakery on the downstairs floor, and upstairs it's the baker's apartment. I didn't really want to necessarily make it into a baker's apartment. Into a baker's apartment. I wanted to separate the apartment from the bakery because it's very common. You have like on the bottom floor business, upstairs house. Obviously on the house, the business owner doesn't always live, they might rent it. But as you saw, we have the stairs going from the bakery to the apartment. Later on the video, I'm not sure if I cut it, I think I didn't. I tried to bring the stairs outside. You will see that this apartment has a little balcony on the front, like I guess on the backyard. And I thought it would be a good idea, to add the stairs from the balcony, or I guess to the balcony, and then you can enter the apartment. It would make more sense, right? I don't know. I guess so. Or like have a completely separate entrance for the apartment, not from the bakery, different. I guess. I hope you get what I mean, like different entrance. And I couldn't fit it. I couldn't fit the stairs, which had me really upset again because I wanted it to be different and to not correlate one with the other, because my idea behind doing the apartments is that now, thanks to Discovery University, you can actually have roommates. And you can have roommates anywhere, like in any type of lot. Well, I guess you don't only have apartments in like university dwelling, and I'm not sure what's the new lot type that came with Discovery University. Like my point is you can have roommates on a normal residential lot. So you can set that as a residential lot, choose to leave any of the 3 apartment buildings and lock the doors accordingly for the rest of the people who you quote unquote rent it to. And I thought, it would be fun. Like if you chose to live here, which personally is my favorite apartment out of the 3, you don't necessarily want to go through the bakery, but man, I didn't fit it. The stairs didn't fit, but it's frustrating. This apartment, honestly, it's my favorite. As you can see, we have the green mint colors, light green. I'm not sure what's the proper term of it is. We have like a lot of plants, and I want to say the decor is more modern and kind of like all over the place. Eclectic, it's what it's called. Like you will see you have some stuff that's more expensive and you have others that are more cheap, and you also have like some statement pieces. You have stuff that are older, and I really like that. I really like that because like this is real life, when you move apartments or when you live in an apartment long enough, you tend to mix things up, and I really like doing the eclectic thing, but I couldn't make it completely eclectic. You will see that in the bathroom again I try to mix things up and mix and match. I don't know, I like that. It's not completely like eclectic. You have like expensive statement art, because let's be honest, in real life, when you go to college or when you live in a tiny apartment like that, you don't have a lot of money to spend on good art. So yeah, you will see not everything is hung on the wall, just some random stuff. Also, I decided to give the lady or the boy who lives there a kitty, because why not? Here is the balcony. I decided to make this apartment more something that I would enjoy to live in. So the trends aren't a specific style, it's something that I guess came natural to me. And you will also notice that I use the sectional couch. You will see this trend a lot, the sectional couch from my first pet stuff pack. The next couple of builds, you will only see this couch. I don't know what got into me, but The Sims Mobile got this beautiful sectional couch that I am obsessed with. And my boyfriend asked me to renovate his houses in the game. I personally don't play the game, but he does. And he's constantly like, hey, do you want to make me a sim? I don't really care. I'm like, okay, I guess. And he's like, do you want to renovate the house? I'm like, okay, we got these new couches. And I use them there. I'm currently like, I want more sectional couches in The Sims. You will see them in the next 2 or 3 builds using this exact sectional couch, because we don't have any other sectional couches. And I'm like, so mad. So mad. I want a sectional couch too. But yeah, we moved to the third apartment, like in the row. And it's more of the fraternity, if you will, apartment. It's the more messy apartment and like all over the place. At least that's how I call it. And I call it all over the place because you will see it doesn't have a specific theme. It's very messy. It's very, I don't know, that's what we have, that's what we got. And also playing on the idea in The Sims, the university like dwelling, I don't know how they call it. Like, you know, where the university students live in Foxbury or Britechester. I don't recall its name. That's annoying. You're not allowed to add a stove, which kind of makes sense because it's a fire hazard. You also can't add a grill there. So your only option is to use a microwave. Now, playing again on that and the fact that, no, that's more of a messy apartment. As a university student, you don't always have time to cook. Or like they don't even care sometimes to cook. So I decided to add a microwave because when you move, or like when you start living alone, you realize, like when you move out of your parents' house, you realize that like a stove, a fridge, a couch, a bed, like all of that stuff piles up very fast and gets very expensive. I'm talking from personal experience here, like very expensive. So I was like, yeah, I don't think they have either the money or the will to cook, you know, on a stove. So I decided to just add a microwave, which is cheaper, faster, and all of that stuff. So this is the living room, and you will see again, it's very messy. I decided to add to all the, you know, university student thing, and I added like a juice pong, juice, I don't know how they're called. Juice keg, I think, yeah, juice keg. So you will see like very random stuff. Obviously in the world they don't have art, because art is expensive. That is also something that's expensive. And rags. Rags are so expensive. Okay, I'm just complaining at this point. Yeah, so they have a lot of string lights because they are very cheap, let me tell you. And a lot of posters. Posters, I don't know, I was never the teen who had posters on their wall. I don't know why. It never occurred me that people actually put posters on their wall. I like things to be clean. And to me, posters are kinda messy. So, never had posters in my life. What else? I added a hamster. I'm not sure even if it's a hamster. It might be a Guinea pig. But like, you know, a tiny pet from my first pet stuff pack. And I played to the idea that I did on the Foxbury common build that I did. I added them again. My first pet, small animal. And in my idea, you know, as you go in kindergarten and you might have, I don't know, a turtle. I don't know what Americans have. We never had a pet, a class pet, at least when I was going to school. So, you know, in the university, they have like this small animal that everyone can like wave and say, you know, it's their mascot. Yes, sure, the mascot is how's it called? The lobster, but like, come on, that's more fun, it's cuter. So it's like, you know, that fraternity or whatever this is, like these people who live in this apartment decided to have a small pet, because why not? Also, I decided to add to the family, like at least in the apartment, the idea that they have a dog. I don't know if they were able to like take proper care of a dog. But like the idea because they were messy. And I'm like, yeah, let's add dog paw prints everywhere. And it was cute. So as you can see, we have 2 bedrooms in this apartment. We have one that's more tied up, quote unquote. It's not very tidy. But like compared to this one, it's way more tidier. And it's like the more studious student, and that's the more athletic student. So you have 2 types of bedrooms again for your Sims to choose. And then we have the last apartment that I left it at the end because I had zero inspiration on what to do. Honestly, I didn't really enjoy it. It's not my style, let me tell you. It's definitely not my style. What am I doing here? Oh yeah, the bathroom. Yeah, okay, this apartment. It's not my style because it's kind of like of a sorority house, and it's way more tied up and clean and preppy, and I'm like, it was so boring to do. For someone who is this basic as I am, I found it so boring. I tried to give the bedrooms as much character as possible, but I was like, I was dreading it. I don't know. I don't like building houses that look like that, you know, overly pretty and like tidy, and it's like so boring. I was going through my build that I did for 19, and I'm like, okay, what are my favorite ones? The Sims like account asked on Twitter, you know, what's your favorite 2019 build? And I'm like, obviously it was asking for other people, but it made me think, what is my favorite ones? And I went through all my builds and I realized that my favorite ones were stupid ones, like, you know, that they weren't houses and they didn't look preppy. They were fun and stupid. And by stupid I mean, like, for example, I did a trailer house when Strangerville was released. I did a public pool, which I loved. I took the inspiration from Stranger Things. I think it was season 3. When the trailer was released, they played the idea. It started with the public pool. I don't recall who they were, but they were like in the public pool. And was his name Bill? I think, like, strolled along the pool and everyone was looking at him. Oh my god, he's still saying it. I'm like, oh, public pool, this looks so like 90s and I love it. So I did a public pool. I loved that. I did again another stupid build for Strangerville, which was essentially containers. And it was super messy, and it was super fun. I'm like, I want to do more stupid builds this year. And building that, I was like, oh. Like, no. Hey, no. Like, so boring. I don't know, like, it has a point, you know, like, the build has a point, obviously. It might not be fun to build, but I think it's good for storytelling, you know. We have 2 bedrooms. Each bedroom is shared within 2 girls. You have always 2 sides, and I try to give each side different character. You will see this is the more girly side, and on the other hand, we have the more, oh my god, I'm setting here. That's completely irrelevant. And on the other side, we have the more, I don't know, like, don't really care, basic stuff and furniture, and like, not that girly at all. I decided to pair these 2 together, even though I feel like they wouldn't go along, because, you know, they would have like fun, you know, fighting. So yeah, that's the less girly, more, I want to say weird, or like, not weird. It's not weird, the word I'm looking for. I don't know what's the word I'm looking for, but like, you know, special isn't either the word. You know, how did they call Phoebe in Friends and Luna on Harry Potter? That is the word that I'm looking for, but I don't recall currently. And this is, I don't really know. Again, I was going from the furniture and I was trying to build a character. Obviously, because the rooms are already small and I have to share them into, not everyone has the needed stuff. However, I tried to add to everyone a desk and a bed. Wow, so generous. So I decided to make this side of the bed more of a political, quote-unquote, woke student, and the other one is more of a ray of sunshine, and everything is yellow and positive and stuff like that. Again, in my mind, I like pairing different characters together because I feel like in reality they wouldn't really work well, or they might, but like at first they wouldn't. So I also try to use different beds for everyone, because when you go to university, you just go into a store and you buy whatever there is and it's cheap. So I'm like, not everyone has the same. I'm guessing at least. No, I actually don't know. Do like sororities and fraternities provide the beds, or do you have to buy them? I don't know that. I know that if you go into like a university dwelling, what commons, how is it called? I don't know. Where everyone stays together, the university students who aren't in a sorority or fraternity, they share rooms, dorm rooms. Like, I don't know, do they provide the beds and you can change them? Because I've seen a lot of pictures online of, fancy switch up dorm rooms, that they have big beds and are like all girly and stuff like that. I've seen so many of them over the past years. But yeah, I think this is it. I didn't know what to do with the exterior, like the little patio area, so like whatever. The rest of the house is basic. Let's also make their patio basic. As you can tell, the middle house wasn't my favorite house. And yeah, we have a lot of screenshots. However, I need to say that I haven't playtested this build, and I'm planning on playtesting everything before uploading it to the gallery, which probably, I don't know, when this video goes live, it will be in the gallery, so you might notice some minor differences here and there, because I don't know if everything is going to be usable. I just plop stuff and worry later. That's my motto in life. And yeah, I don't know, like, oh yeah, I didn't film the finished downstairs of this building, or I guess apartment building. And the reason why is I forgot to press record. It's stupid. Like, whenever my boyfriend is outside and he comes home and I was building, I'm like, okay, let's stop the recording, and then I go back and I start building, and I completely forget when he comes home that I didn't press record. So I'm like, God damn it, I did it again. It's very annoying, because I was like, come on, don't tell me that I deleted the footage. I'm like, oh yeah, I just never recorded it. This apartment was, I think, one of the most fun because how messy it was. Definitely enjoyed messing everything up. So yeah, this is it. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. I hope that you'll have an amazing 2020 and take care. Bye!